Hi crafters, I'm back with the video I promised on more about the swap at Craft Happens, and it's going to be a Breaking Dawn, a Twilight Breaking Dawn canvas swap, a one-on-one partners. Excuse me, allergies are acting up. So this is one that I did as an example, and I've never shown this one on YouTube before, so here it is, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. This one is done on an inverted canvas. I like to do that because then it looks like a shadow box. You know, just turn it and use the inside, the back side. So I cut a frame with my Cricut that went around the edges of the wood, and this grass was actually part of the frame. This was an SVG file that I found. I got very lucky and found when I was messing around with Google searching, and I was searching for a scallop frame, and then suddenly I came up with this one. It had grass and it had these leaves all attached, and I immediately saw an image of Bella in the woods, so that's where this inspiration came from. And then I cut a separate piece, another bottom part, so I could put another layer of grass behind her, so effectively she's actually squatting in the grass. And over the frame, which was cut, you know, just with out of regular cardstock, I painted it, and then I double embossed it, first with black and then with green, like kind of in a marbled pattern. I put the green, and then I spread it with glass bead gel, and then rubbed it with silver rub and buff, so it looks kind of like metal. Can you see that? Oops. It's shiny and metallic. Really came out really came out cool. I mean, I hated actually to cover it up. See how shiny and sparkly it is. Anyway, I did cover it up, and I used some gauze over here on this corner, and I put a little raven. He's perched on the top there. You can see that. And a rose that I had in my stash, and then a little chipboard red rose, which was part of the Immortal Love stack and the chipboard embellishments that comes with the stack. And then these are just pine that I got at Joann's, you know, in the floral section, and I dipped them in glossy accents and then in diamond dust, so it would look like snow. And it really does. I mean, it's very, very shiny and pretty. And some other little fuzzy white things that looked like winter in the forest. And I hung some gauze from the bottom, and then that feather also came from Joann's. I wanted another pop of red there because I had one up in the corner. So anyway, I was really happy with how that piece came out. The background is a page from the Immortal Love stack. So that's one example of something you could do. I like to take a scene and recreate it, and you know, to me it's got more feeling to it rather than to just put a photo on some canvas and some flowers. I mean, that can be pretty too, but I like to recreate a scene. On this one, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna need the ladder to go to the top row, but I have some other ones here. This one was just a promo photo, and and I just adhered the background paper to the canvas, and you know, burned the edges, added some lace, made some flowers, added some more lace up there, and I fussy cut that blood drip, which was a Creative Imaginations paper line, Breathless, I think it's called. And there's a chipboard laser cut chandelier that I distressed and rusted. So that's another way that you could do it. There's a separate video, I think, on this canvas. And then this was one of my earlier ones that, on this one I painted the canvas and stamped it. See that? Oops. And that one, the background, it kind of looks like paper, but it's all paint. And, excuse me, it's got a lot of depth to it. And this one was supposed to be Bella's bedroom, and it has a quote on there too. And you know, it's just Edward was coming through her window. Excuse me. So that's that one, and then this one's a newer one as well. and that's a stenciled brick back there, and tree bark that I got at Joann's that I cut up. And these are all handmade flowers. And fern I cut with my Cricut. So that one, and there's a lot of dimension on this, if you can see that. Okay, so on the upper level, I'll just go real quick. Oops. This was my first Twilight canvas, and I really liked it at the time, but I've done so many since then that I really don't care for this one that much anymore. But I cut a clock with my Cricut, you know, just to represent eternity. And there's butterfly and flowers and prima vines. I mean, it's pretty, and but I like my newer ones better. And this is another one where I masked and stamped, and you know, I painted the canvas first, and then did various techniques on it for texture. And then this one is another inverted that I did like a shadow box. And I did this one like a scene in the woods. And there's a video on this one too. You can find it on my channel. It's one of my favorite ones. I hand painted the background on that one. And that's it. That's my Twilight collection, and I hope that that gives you some kind of inspiration in doing your own. And do come over to Craft Happens and join the swap. Thanks for watching. Bye.